Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. So this is one of those videos that I sometimes, I don't even know if I was struggling whether I should share it or not to share it, because we have so much of these things happening almost every single day these days that is becoming so frustrating that these situations keep coming up. But I thought to myself, no, I will share it, because the more these stories come up, the more people are seeing these things, hearing these things, observing, and hopefully learning for themselves. Prepare themselves in case they find themselves in situations like this. Actually, try to prevent themselves from finding themselves in situations like this. And you find that, sometimes I feel like, oh, this same story again. Really think about it, there's always a bit of a variation between one story or the other. The more of this kind of stories we come across, I think the more we should share it so people can learn from different angles this situation. So, before I say anything else, I'll let you guys watch the clip before, I say anything else. Actually, before you watch the clip, let me just give you guys a bit of a background. I'll read it to you guys the way the news is on Pulse NG. It says, husband looks on as wife and side chick fight inside police boss office. Catherine Daramola, 57, a US-based lawyer, had accused her estranged husband, Ade Tokumbo Daramola, of abandoning her and their 4 children in the United States and returning to Nigeria, where he got his mistress to start living with him in her house. According to Catherine, her husband, a businessman who executes contracts for the Lagos Inland Revenue Service, and his mistress connived to illegally deny her a twin duplex at Magodo in Lagos. And then it goes on to say, Mrs. Daramola told Premium Times in an interview that Mr. Daramola partially relocated to Nigeria in 2010 and began executing contracts for the Lagos Inland Revenue Service and some local government areas in the state. Reports say the couple had earlier required plots of land at Magodo GRA, where they built the duplex. We got 2 plots of land at Magodo, but we were not able to build on both plots. So we got a developer who paid 10 million on an agreement that he would take 2 duplexes and the family the other 2 duplexes, said Mrs. Daramola, according to the publication. And then he goes on to say, we built 2 duplexes and the certificate of occupancy, C of O, has my name on it. And then he said Mrs. Daramola alleged that she contributed 75% of the money spent on building the house and furnished most parts of their home. But unknown to her, her husband, who was having an affair with another married woman, brought in his mistress after its completion and furnishing. According to her, after over 3 decades of legal practice, she had begun planning her retirement, hence her decision to ensure she is not robbed of her investment. I am close to retirement, she said. I need to come home, which is why we built the house. Now they are trying to deny me access to my house. He came to the United States, spent few months, then came back to Nigeria in 2018. I noticed he was having an affair, but I didn't know how serious it was, she said. She added that in August 2018, while she was buying the furniture and other home items in the USA and shipping them to Nigeria, her estranged husband, who was clearing the property in Lagos, was giving his mistress the impression that he was an American big boy, in quote. I handed over everything to him out of trust, and that to him, being the husband, the man of the home, he should take over. That was the trust, and I just continued here buying things and shipping them home, she said. Unknown to me, his mistress was living in my house. She was the first person that used my jacuzzi, my brand new bed, my kitchen utensils and everything. She felt that comfortable. Whatever he was telling her, I don't know. Due to abandonment and numerous incidents of adultery and fear of being infected with deadly diseases, I separated from him and asked him to give up my share of the twin duplex, she said.
This is me. My name is Catherine Daramola. I'm trying to access, as you can see, my matrimonial joint property in Magodo. As you can see, my estranged husband, Tokumbo Daramola, who brings a prostitute, Bisoye, into this house to come and sleep with her in a house that I furnished, has changed the keys. And as such, I cannot gain entrance into the house. So I have to stay here. It is joint property, and I'm going to try and see how I can gain access into the house. It's a joint property, was bought within the 25 years of my marriage. It was furnished by me, including the bedroom sets and all the furniture that I'm still paying for. Once again, I'm trying to gain access and I can't gain access into the house. So this is proof for the courts, and I'm doing it right now. You have no right to touch my stuff. Now I don't have the right to bring any guest into this house. Oh, we don't plan on your party to leave. Is this not the guest? Check guest, can I ask you to leave? I you cannot leave. I cannot leave. Oh, shit. This is shit. I will not leave. Let us to give my stuff back. Keep your office. Or they will arrest you. Master, don't share it. She was looking at me threatening me. Who are you? It's looking at me. I have freedom to look. You see, this is what I do. Because I can bring my whole family here. They cannot gang up against me. Who the hell are you to call? You are carrying a bastard. I'm not a bastard. You are a python bastard. Go and claim your home. Go and claim your home. It's yours. Go and claim your home. You cheating your family. Your children are back. Your children. Fuck your father. Fuck your generation. Go and claim your home. You cannot come and take my home. It's my home. It's my home. It's my home. Oh yeah? It's mine. It's mine. 25 years. Yes. My income taxes. My income taxes. My income taxes. Idiot. You drug dealer.
It's enough.
I've thrown your things out of my bedroom. I've thrown your. They are fucking you. They are fucking you on the bed. On the bed. Yes, because it's my bed. It's my bedroom.
I will arrest you. You can't
In this Lagos. I throw your fucking things. It's my bedroom.
No, they agree.
I furnished that house. I have all the documents. I have all the documents.
No, they agree.
Who wants it? This ragged.
You can have him. You can have him. Please, I beg.
I've done
It's enough. It's enough.
I've done it.
It's enough.
I've done it. Nothing's happening. Viagra. You don't need Viagra for you. I have a younger man. Younger man. Nothing. You were arresting this people. I'm waiting for you. All you people straight. I'm waiting for you. Enough is enough.
It's enough. I'm telling you. Relax.
No, they cannot threaten me.
No, don't threaten me. For here.
Who the hell is Tokumo Daramola? You fugitive from justice. Before me, because of me, you did not go to jail in New Jersey. I want to clean up your conviction. You were already convicted. You were already convicted. I cleaned it up. You were convicted. I cleaned it up for you. You bastard. I've thrown out your bleach. I've thrown out your. Yes. What will you do? What will you do?
Sit down. We're here for some sit down.
What will you do?
I will break you.
What will you do?
You know what you did to me? I'm sorry that I did to you. This bastard.
Get out! They're fucking you on my bed.
Why are you fighting?
My property.
Madam.
You will enter my house.
No, say nothing.
You will enter my house.
Don't say nothing. Stop.
Madam. You will enter my house. Madam. As an adversarial party.
You can't bring anybody to the house.
To fuck them on my bed.
Why did you trick?
Record. The recording. The recording.
If what didn't really touch anything.
Record them.
All right, darling. All right, honey. This is the trick. No wonder beds of the same kind of
I have to. Sorry, my bad. I have to.
I'm going to what I was saying. We have equal rights. I don't mind leaving the house for her. I'm not a troublemaker. But if somebody step on my toes, I'll fight. The reason why I involved you is because I don't want us to go there and physical fight starts. Somebody gets killed. Then people will blame me that I'm an educated man. Why are you fighting the way your wife, your estranged wife was doing? She's been fighting since. If people cannot get along It's no big deal. You don't have to fight. Work amicably. Everybody gets what they want, and they move on. Throwing my stuff out of the house. It's done now. Throwing my stuff out of the house. It's knocking me out, which you already did in America. And I left the property for them. She wants to come here now and start another fight. Who bought the property? Sir, let me get your intervention. Credit report. All these papers is yours. Because every time she took me to court, she lose. And she's losing, the currently she's losing again. Not true. Because she lied to the judge. That's not true. That they have reduced her salary.
No, that's not true.
You can't pay child support.
But that's not why we are here.
And you are doing tax.
Why we are here,
Free touch.
why we are here.
You know, if you watch this video and you see them, you know, the two women basically did most of the arguing with each other rather than even actually facing the man. This is a problem we keep talking about. The woman number one, the first woman, which is the wife, okay, a strange wife. Let me call her the first woman, and then the so-called mistress. Let me call her the second woman. So at the end of the day, sitting down there, the estranged wife said that the mistress looked at her in a bad way. And then the mistress said, I have the right to look at you the way I want. Why is mistress looking at her the bad way? What is your business with this woman? It is the man that brought you into their home. It is the man you should be looking at and say, what is going on? Because you have no business with this man's wife. As far as I know, you have no business with the wife. The wife, the same thing. You shouldn't even bother addressing the mistress. Because let me tell you, if your husband or a strange husband did not bring her there, her leg no go reach there. He is the one she feels comfortable enough to think she even has a right to be answering you. This is why I keep saying that women should not bother about fighting each other. Focus on the man. That is the denominating factor. That is the, because let me tell you, I'm not here supporting this or that. All I'm saying is that if these men, maybe if men start feeling the heat directly, maybe a lot of these things would not be happening anymore. But when women fight each other, let me tell you, I made a video once where I said, even if these two women right there fight each other and delete each other, you know what I mean by the word delete? Ended each other's life, that man will go to another woman, the third one. Maybe until women start facing the men will begin to know the consequences of their actions. But at the end of the day, women face each other and the men are kind of at the side. At the end of the day, they're not put through the stress that they have put you guys through. So another thing I have to say that is to an advantage. When some people say feminism, women of nowadays, women of this, if this woman was not educated, if she was not exposed, she will have no leg to stand on. But they say she's a lawyer. So at least she will know her legal strength and her legal position when it comes to the home that they own together. She even said she put the C of O in her name. If she was like our mothers, because this is the kind of things some men they talk about sometimes. They want women to be like women of our mothers and mothers' generation, when women had when women had no rights, women couldn't do anything. If this was a situation of our mother's generation, this woman now, the woman number one, the estranged wife will have no footing. All the man will have to do is say it's over. No matter how much she put into that house, she will lose everything. That is why our mother's generation, when the man says he's done with you, he will throw you out, no matter how much you worked hard in that marriage. And some people will now come and say, women of nowadays have changed from the women of the past because they see what the past women went through. This is the truth, because they know what they went through, and women now are wising up. A lot of our mother's generation had no education, so they never had the knowledge and the whereabouts to know how to protect themselves in situations like this. If you look at these two women, what I see is one is operating in this generation as the estranged wife is educated. She sees, and she's living abroad as well. She's exposed. She comes from a society where men don't just throw a woman out because they feel like doing that. It doesn't happen anymore. And the other woman, the second one, who is the, in quote, mistress, she is operating from that Nigerian olden days generation where, as far as she's concerned, as long as her man have said that you are the one I want, she feels like I am the one that is in position. Did you not hear her telling the other woman that you are jealous? Did you not hear the mistress telling the estranged wife that she's jealous? Because as far as she's concerned, she feels like she's in a better position because I am the one the man is with. And in olden days, our mother's generation, once that man said, Mrs. Estranged wife, you're no longer allowed, estranged wife will cry home to her family. And the mistress will be the one that will take over. But the mistress now, the so-called mistress, is operating with that mentality. The estranged wife has a footing because it's her home. It is her home. You know, they built it together. Her money is there. I don't know what they're going to do, whether they're going to, you know, split the house. But I do not think that that man bringing the other woman in there was a wise thing to do. Because what if this woman was to go and bring her own man too? And then 4 of you will be in the same house. Out of dignity and self-respect, this is not how to do it. Like I said, this is not olden days where a man will be like, oh, woman, I'm done with you. I'll move to another woman. And the other woman will cry home to her parents. Those days are over. This is 2021. Women are having rights. She put money in the house. She said it's 75% of the money for that house is hers. And then you, as a mistress, the only thing you have in that house is not the property. You don't own the house. You don't own the properties inside the house. The only leg you have there is this man that invited you in. Anyways, I wanted to come and share it. Like I said, there's going to be something for somebody now to be thinking and be learning and say, what do I do if I ever find myself in this situation? Because these stories keep coming up every single day. It's time for everybody to be looking at these stories and asking themselves, what do I do to protect myself? God forbid I find myself in this situation. What do I do to protect myself legally? As always, whatever your opinions are, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.